One afternoon, while meeting with a friend, I started to dissect Dave Ramsey's life on a whiteboard. He's been an incredibly successful author and businessman, something I aspire to be too. I was curious how he accomplished so much. As I started to map out the trajectory of his life, I made a simple discovery about what it takes to be awesome. It's not that complicated or unique. In fact, since the dawn of time, every awesome life has gone through the same 5 stages. Number 1, learning. Number 2, editing. Number 3, mastering. Number 4, harvesting. Number 5, guiding. Like a simple map through life, those are the 5 stages on the road to awesome. And until recently, they have matched up pretty closely with your age. In your 20s, you resided in learning. You went to college, got a job, or joined the military. You didn't yet know what you were made of, so you sampled many endeavors and did as much as you could to learn about yourself, the world around you, and where you best fit in. In your 30s, you moved on up to editing. You started to focus on the handful of things that worked really well in your 20s. You were not done learning, but you started editing down the list of things you thought were really important. You prioritized your passions. You eliminated old habits that wrecked you in your 20s and concentrated on doing more of the things you love and less of the things you hate. It was a winnowing period. You focused your career, your relationships, and every part of your life. In your 40s, you ascended to mastering. You edited your life to the most important things in your 30s, and then it came time to master them. You were going to be an awesome parent, awesome friend, awesome employee, etc. You didn't narrow your life further. You just had greater certainty about what you were good at and how to do it regularly. You were no longer the young upstart at work. You were the one with 15 to 20 years of experience. Tried and true. You started leading bigger projects and initiatives. You were not an expert yet, but you were next in line. In your 50s, you basked in harvesting. The seeds you planted in your 20s, 30s, and 40s finally began blooming. You made the most money in your career during this decade and reaped what you sowed. This wasn't rocket science. If you spent your 30s and 40s working hard to be considered an expert in your field, you would obviously have more job opportunities than if you jumped around 47 times and blamed your bosses for not recognizing your talent. If you are deliberate about pouring into relationships in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, guess what? You harvested abundant relationships in your 50s. When your collegiate son crashed his car, you harvested an outpouring of support and love. Lots of people came to the hospital, and someone probably even brought a casserole. In your 60s, you entered a place of guiding. You retired with a gold watch and a ranch-style home in Florida. You were a grandfather or a grandmother. You were the elder statesman, the one with the wisdom. You got to give back generously to people who were traveling the path on which you spent 40-plus years. Corncob pipe whittling was not mandatory, but highly likely. If you wanted to achieve awesomeness, that's the path you followed. Tens of thousands of people have proved it's the way to awesome. If it's that easy to walk down that path, though, if the steps are so clearly marked, why don't more people do it? Well, the bad news is it's not the only path on the map. And like a back road through the mountains, the path to awesome is much narrower than the other, more common path.